So here's a question that I want to get to because I think this is important. I think it's an important question to ask, especially when you take into account the mental health aspect that I'd like to hit on in this channel. And as you can see from the title, how do you value yourself? How well do you value yourself? This is something that I've struggled with for a large part of my life. And it's something that I've actually started to come to terms with more and more recently because of realizing that the value that was put on me before by either people I grew up around, people who influenced me as I was growing up, and people that I've been with through the better part of my life, how they treated me in my day-to-day life, I allowed that to deteriorate the value that I may or may not have seen in myself, rather. As I've gone and gotten out of toxic relationships, as I've gotten out of really having the people in the loop that have made me question my value through my life, people will compliment me, people will say that I'm a nice person, that, you're great, you're wonderful, but I always have a hard time believing that. And I have a hard time accepting compliments. And that in large part is due to the fact as to how you've kind of been forced to see yourself through other people's eyes. Mine has come from two different things. Well, two major things. One, my upbringing. I love my parents, but one thing that I learned through therapy is that I really was looking at what I had to do to please others, what I had to do to make others happy, and really saw little value in myself. I didn't have any value in myself growing up because it was always what I could do for other people. And that's not a bad thing per se, but when you're continually going and putting little value on you, your time, and yourself, and rather what others need, what others demand, you don't see your value very often when you are raised like that. The other problem is being in toxic relationships. I've had 2 marriages that were both toxic. I'll get into details later on some of the stuff that happened, but neither one of those women saw my true value and treated me poorly due to it. Did we have our good times? Yeah, we had good times. Everybody does. But the bad times far outweighed the good times. And when you're with that for close to 20 years between the two people, it makes you really question your value, question how you see yourself, because you know in your mind that you can do something, you know in your mind that you're fully capable of things. But due to the fact as to having them trained in your brain, it makes it nearly difficult to dismiss what they're saying in your head because it's your voice. It's the voice that you've given yourself, but that voice has been trained by them to listen to them and listen to what they said in the past and tell you, no, you can't do that. So you think, no, I'm not capable of doing this. I'm not smart enough. I'm not capable enough. I can't figure this out. I'm not able to do this. And that's one thing that being out of these toxic relationships, being away from relationships that really make you question your worth, really make you question who and what you are, has helped me. But I still have that voice. Growing up, I always tried to take the easy way out and say, I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm not able to. And really having the rug yanked out from under you and having to survive, you start realizing, oh, I damn well can. I can do that. I'll find a way to do it. Case in point, as far as seeing your value, my stepdad worked as a mechanic at a power plant for over 20 years. He wanted to do stuff more for my mom, be there more for my mom. So he took a job as a subcontracted rural delivery driver for the USPS. Now, this gave him freedom for many years to be able to be there for my mom for appointments, for my grandmother for appointments that she had. But he had a little bit of an issue when USPS in their area got the contract to deliver Amazon packages. They had, US or UPS, FedEx, USPS all bid on the rights to be able to deliver Amazon packages to this rural area. Now, at that point, my stepdad and my mom's contract with USPS was coming up that they could renegotiate. And my stepdad went to them and said, okay, you're asking me to deliver this many more packages in a month. I want this much more money. And USPS told him, no, you can't do that. We'll give you that amount over the entire contract. Not a month, but over the entire contract. My stepdad saw his value in knowing that that was going to be too much on him, too much on my mother, too much for him to take care of for that little bit of amount of money. So my stepdad told USPS, well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to leave. My stepdad has since then become a self-employed handyman. If there are things he doesn't know, things that top of his head can't figure out, he goes to YouTube and he learns about it, teaches himself how to build a deck, how to do this, how to install that. Seeing his value, knowing his value, and knowing that what he wanted in life was to be there more as a family man and as things that he needed to take care of, he could sit there and say, not going to do that. I have another way. And that's really what you have to do. You have to find your way. And it sucks because there's no blueprint as far as how to do that. You can listen to people, you can have people lay out a road in front of you, but sometimes their straight line, there might be a divide there that you have to take in your own journey. Or it might go straight and then you've got to go to the left a little bit, come back onto that and maybe go to the right or whatever. No two people's journeys are the same. And in seeing what your value is, you have to figure out what your value is and hold yourself to that value. Because honestly, how you value yourself can be influenced by others, but you are the one that's in control of that. And if you value yourself and you hold yourself at that value and not let people deter it, people will meet you at that value and sometimes even exceed that value. So value yourself, value what you are, value who you are, and just keep being yourself. That's all I'm going to talk about today. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe. I have more content coming, more tech stuff, some EDC stuff, some stuff like this, but I wanted to get this off of my chest today because I've been thinking about it a lot the last couple days. So Joshua Mack for the House of Mack. You guys have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Take care.